Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. We have our Community Youth Employment Program Technical Assistance webinar starting. I will check back in at the end to get those of you who got on after I closed out my attendance taking here. We do have a demonstration to do today. We have got the re-enrollment piece in test. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. Now, it's the same application that you are using for your regular customers. So the one thing that they will need to do is enter their username and password if they already have an account. And the beauty of if they know their account username and information, then they get a bonus perk by moving this forward because it will automatically fill in some information for them. So this is the application in test. Do I already have an Illinois WorkNet account? I'm going to answer yes. Now, if they know what their username and password is, we can, you can use that. If they don't know, I've got a question into Illinois WorkNet team about what we're going to do if they know their username but can't remember their password, because we're going to have a way to update those passwords for them. So we've got a username that we know and an Illinois WorkNet account that I have the username and password for. And because this is in test, this is going to take a little bit of time here. And I'm going to log in using my test account. And what this is going to do, I don't want that. What this is going to do is it's going to ask me to verify my information, and if that's all still correct, then all I have to do is go down to the bottom and hit save. It's going to take me back to Illinois WorkNet. And as you can see here, this information is already listed. Now, the challenge becomes that these customers have to be closed out. So this customer right now is still active, so they're not going to let me do this right now. And I should have thought of that about that before I started this. Let me log out, sorry. But what it does is, I need to, I will be recording this for real and adding it to the system.
She's been giving you the attendance sheets, and I need them to see who has been coming in before here, so I can know who and how much I'm charging them.
No problem. I'll do that to you right now. So Joel never gave them to you when he was
I've
out?
never received a single one since the beginning. And I would like for myself to keep a record of these. That way I know how much and when I'm charging since when.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. I gotta.
Sorry about this, folks. Oh, no, don't tell me that. It's not liking me today. Oh my goodness. There we go. You're getting a whole lot of back end stuff here that so a case has to be closed for you to be able to move them from one organization to another. So if you are working with a youth that is coming to you to see if they can work with you, with your organization, they have to be closed out of someplace else. So I just closed this youth out of the organization with which they were working. So now I can log out as this and start over with my original demonstration. So I apologize for that. Let me get my test account back up. So if you see that somebody is still registered, you might want to call that agency and find out if they are still working with that customer, because you can see whether they're open or closed, even if they're with another organization. So you want to verify that they're not doing 2 programs at one time. So now, yes, I already have an Illinois workNet account. I'm going to log in as my person. And sign in. All right, so now this is the screen that we need to see the CYEP application. You want to read the terms, and then they can click yes, start the new application. Because the customer was already in the program at one point in time, much of the information will come through. There are some new segments that they will have to complete. At the top of each page is this information that says this information has been loaded from your previous application. This information can be changed up until the time of enrollment. So up until the time that you actually enroll that customer, you can make changes, which is true of any of the applications up until this point as well, with new applications as well. So we've got birth date. We have some additional criteria for the select one or more that apply to you. So they do need to review all of those to make sure that any of the new options have been addressed. These are potential barriers to employment. or life situations that could keep them from holding down a job regularly. If there are no additional changes after they look at all of the new items, then you save and go to next page. We are on the page where they can now select a provider, and please make sure that they read these carefully. If you have somebody filling out an application, you should be with them until they get past this point, just so that you are sure that they have picked the proper organization. So I'm going to pick another organization in Chicago. I'm going to do Public Image Partnership. I'm going to click Save and go to next page. Again, we have the same identifying statement at the top where it says this information has been loaded. All they have to do is double check to make sure that the items are still accurate. If they have no changes, then they can go to the bottom, save and go to next page. Same thing with each page, just to move forward through the process. We have a couple of choices. What work environment do you prefer? We do service, housekeeping, and health services. That's a new piece available for this new application. This page is pretty much all of the same information as before. And now this is where they have the information that they can correct any phone number information. They will need to verify the social security number, so it helps if you have that information written down for them, or they've brought it in with them, so that you can make sure that the SSNs match, and they do have to be in the same format. So we have this information, their address is going to remain the same. Save and go to next page. So this is all of the basic information, and now we're going to do the rest of the segments. We have primary and secondary language. The secondary language is a new piece for this year's application. They do need to answer that one. There is nothing new on the level of education, so we're going to just say that that's the same. Did they have a job or not? That is not information there.
Everyone's microphone.
Are you working with any of the service providers? This page is the same, but they may have some new information that they can add. For time expediency, we're going to just save and go to the next page. And then this is the place where a lot of people get kind of messed up a little bit because they forget to submit twice. So you can review the information here with them that they entered, make sure that they have the provider selected properly so that you have your provider selected. Review the address, all of this information, all correctly entered. You can hit submit. If anything has to be changed, all you have to do is click edit this section and make the changes there. Then when you're reviewed completely, you can submit the application. This now is that second submit that we need to hit. So you do need to make sure that they hit this submit, because otherwise the application will not go through. And this is where I find a lot of that it doesn't happen. That's where I find most of it it's just been on that second.
Hey, Dee, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we're losing you quite significantly over the call. There's a lot of background noise.
A lot of background noise? Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Eric's talking to me. Let's see who else is. You should just hear my engine humming. I don't have anything going on, but there is somebody that's got some noise in the background. ACFS, I think it was.
I don't know if you can.
And you can. All right, so I've muted everybody that was muted. If you do have a question, let me try and open up the chat to see if we have any questions that I need to answer. This is in test right now. Jay, can you still hear me? Okay. I will be recording a formal recording of this that will be on the page for the technical assistance so that you can watch it. The biggest piece about all of this is the fact that they know their username and password, and if they are coming through, then they can have that information filled in. If they have to start a new account, it just means that they have to start from scratch with the information, but they can still submit a new application. This is on test. We will be completing the review of it and getting it pushed to production, hopefully by the end of the week, so that you guys can start using this for new people. I do have instructions that I will be updating. Can we look at, okay, oh, those questions just moved. Where do we look to see if someone is not closed out of another CYEP program? If they're not closed out, they won't be able to add another application without creating a new profile. So that's one of the pieces that we have to get worked out about seeing whether or not somebody is already enrolled in another program. And then for the username and password on your end, you won't be able to look it up because they are associated with another agency. That is one of the pieces additionally that I would like to see how that's going to work. And I will be talking about that with our programmer today or tomorrow. To clarify, this applies to previous enrollees whose case was closed. That's correct. Does it also apply to those whose initial application was denied or removed? Yes, it does. Anybody who was not previously enrolled or has been closed out. So like if they're closed out or if they were never enrolled, you can do this with that customer. And if they have a previous application that they can get in with the username and password, then I'm going to mute everybody. If they have a previous username and password, you can use that and the information will fill in. Otherwise, it will just be like filling out a new application. Okay. Yeah, that didn't sound good, did it? All right, let me pull up. I don't have anything else to demonstrate today. Let me pull back up the attendance. And if you came in and I haven't gotten you on to the item here. So I've got APCC I need to get. Daryl Williams, I think I got you. St. Sabina Caps, got that. Phalanx, I don't think I got Phalanx. Eric, Jamie, JCFS, Project Oz, JCFS, UCAN, did I get UCAN? I did not. APAC, I got. Public Image, I got. Let's see who else is after Tracy. I don't know whose phone number that is. So if you, let me unmute everybody. So 773.
They were like this place in the Rock River, usually have some kind of experience with God that they like.
Yeah, welcome to my town.
Angel God Resource Center, Mary.
Okay, all right.
No, but then they say, okay, yeah, and then they get the job and don't want it.
I'm going to mute everybody back up again. All right. All right, I think I got everybody that has logged in. So if you've got questions, I will have these directions posted by the end of the week. And as soon as the instruction, as soon as it releases to production, we will send out a message through the team from DHS to let that go. I will check with Cody about how to be able to check to see if somebody has been released from another organization or not. And I'm also going to check to see how we can make usernames and passwords visible without having to recreate an entire additional profile. So I see Brandon is on the call. Let me unmute Brandon. Brandon, do you have anything that you would like to say to everybody? You can see their usernames if they're from your agency right now, but I don't know how you're going to see them if they're from a different agency. That was the question there. All right, Brandon, do you have anything that you want to say? You kind of need to talk up over everybody here.
Okay. Well, no, we just had a meeting yesterday, and we talked about a lot of issues. So I was just going to say I'm still working on the PPR. We're still working on alternates to the NOCD and incentives and different things that we discussed yesterday. And we are meeting with the Illinois WorkNet here in Springfield tomorrow to go over a lot of things too.
Yes.
Carrie, Kristen, and I. Yeah.
All right. I was going to try and come down for that, but I don't think I can get down there tomorrow. So, so thank you everybody for your time. We will get the recording posted, and I appreciate your patience while I was trying to get myself squared away there. If you've got any questions, of course, you can always send the message. Make sure that you copy DHS and I on things, because if it's not Illinois WorkNet, it might be DHS and vice versa. So we'll talk to you all in 2 weeks for sure, if not before. We'll let you know when that reapply becomes in production. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay, thank you.